I am a former member of the U.S. Congress from the 1st Congressional District of Maine and a former member of the House Armed Services Committee, and I am the National Director of the Win Without War Coalition. I am going to be moderating today's event, and I'd simply like to begin by saying that there's no one in this room, I'm sure, that needs to be convinced that the war in Iraq has been an unmitigated disaster. And not only has it killed, obviously, as we all know, thousands and thousands of Americans, injured tens of thousands of Americans, and killed many tens of thousands of Iraqis, but it has systematically weakened our country while it has strengthened and fueled enemies like Al-Qaeda, while it has weakened the capacity of the United States to have influence in the world and provide for the kind of collective security and respect for international law, and cooperation and coordination to deal with threats to our security, that this war and the national security strategy that is a function of this war is all about. The stakes in 2008 could not possibly be higher. And if you have any doubt that this election is going to be focused upon the security of this country and about the Iraq war, then you haven't seen any newspaper in the United States today that has a picture of John McCain in Iraq talking about how important it is for us to stay the course. What this nation needs and what this nation deserves is an honest debate about our nation's security and about the impact of this war on our nation's security. It does not need a simple, bland repetition of political slogans. It doesn't need simple partisan finger pointing. It doesn't need to have this issue framed as a choice between 100 more years in Iraq or retreat versus defeat. This is a crossroads for this country. And the decision that we make in 2008 is going to have an impact not only on us and on our families, but for generations to come. Because frankly, I don't believe that this nation can sustain and survive much more of the same. And that's what this is about. And ladies and gentlemen, it is not enough to elect a new president. We need to elect a Congress that is going to stand up and be counted and stop this war and change this national security, this failed national security strategy, and bring hope once again back to this nation and to future generations of Americans. Our very survival, I'm not exaggerating when I say our survival as a nation is at stake. Well, the question is, what do we do? And how can we engage the American public in that kind of debate in which we not only talk about Iraq, but we talk about national security as a whole, and we talk specifically about how we strengthen our nation's security by ending the war in Iraq, and that we go on to provide this nation with the full benefit of all the tools of our national strength, not by leading exclusively with militarism, but engaging in all of the diplomatic and economic tools that are at our disposal to really make a difference on this planet. To do that, it's going to take a lot. It's going to take activists, it's going to take opinion makers, it's going to take the media, it is going to take candidates for public office and for Congress. And today, I am very pleased to introduce members of Congress, candidates for Congress, who's decided to take this challenge on and has decided to provide their potential constituents, the folks who will be going to the polls and casting ballots, with not just a choice between candidates, but a reasoned debate where all the facts are laid out and people have a chance to engage in the choice that they need to be engaging in and the debate that they need to be engaging in to make the choice, the right choice for America. It is called Changing the Conversation on National Security, a responsible plan to end the war in Iraq. And it is time to change the conversation. It is time to end the war in Iraq. And to describe this effort and how it came about, and I'm very proud to introduce the person who really was the spark plug behind all of this, Darcy from the 8th Congressional District of Washington. Darcy.